Good morning, students. Welcome back to English class. Students, today we are going to see a revision video for term 2 examination. In this revision video, we are going to revise three patterns. The first one is reading comprehension, second one is picture composition, and the third one sentence and its kinds from grammar part. So, students, be ready with your English grammar book. Okay, students, before going to see the reading comprehension, let me introduce a beautiful family to you. Okay, students, before introduction of this family, what is the title I have given in this picture? Yes, the title is My Family. Okay, now, do you know whose family is this? Yes, this is Peter's family. Whose family is this? Peter's family. Okay, do you know who is Peter in this picture? Yes, look, who is Peter? The boy who is wearing a yellow shirt, his name is Peter. Okay, this is Peter's family. Now I am going to introduce Peter's father, mother, brother, and sister to you. Let me introduce about his father. Okay, his father name is Chris. His father name is Chris. The man who is wearing a blue shirt, his name is Chris. He is Peter's father. Okay. The lady who is standing next to Chris, her name is Roslyn. Who is Roslyn? Peter's mother. Peter's mother name is Roslyn. Okay, students. Now we know Peter's father and Peter's mother. Then, who is Tom? Who is Tom in this picture? Yes, you're right. The boy who is wearing a green shirt, his name is Tom and he is Peter's elder brother. Then, who is Emily? Yes, you are right. The girl who is wearing a pink frock, her name is Emily and she is Peter's younger sister. Okay, students, how many members are there in this family? Totally 5 members are there. What are their names? The father name is Chris, the mother's name is Roslyn, elder brother name is Tom, younger sister name is Emily, and the last person name is Peter. Students, now I am going to read the given paragraph. So, listen carefully. Peter is 10 years old and lives with his family in a small house near the beach. There are 5 members in Peter's family. His mother name is Roslyn. She is tall with short hair and big brown eyes. His father name is Chris. He is also tall with short brown hair and small eyes. Peter's parents are kind and helpful. Peter has one brother, Tom. Tom is older than Peter. He is 12 years old. Tom has short, straight hair and small brown eyes. Tom is kind to Peter. He shows him how to ride a bicycle and also helps him with his homework. Peter's sister name is Emily. Peter loves his sister. Peter likes to read stories to Emily. She likes animal stories because Peter makes funny voices for each animal. Students, once again, I am reading the same paragraph. So listen carefully and read along with me. Peter is 10 years old and lives with his family in a small house near the beach. There are 5 members in Peter's family. His mother name is Roslyn. She is tall with short hair and big brown eyes. His father name is Chris. He is also tall with short brown hair and small eyes. Peter's parents are kind and helpful. Peter has one brother, Tom. Tom is older than Peter. He is 12 years old. Tom has short, straight hair and small brown eyes. Tom is kind to Peter. He shows him how to ride a bicycle and also helps him with his homework. Peter's sister name is Emily. Peter loves his sister. Peter likes to read stories to Emily. She likes animal stories because Peter makes funny voices for each animal. Students, now I hope you understood the given paragraph. Students, now we are going to discuss some questions along with their answers related to that passage. Look at the first one. List out the characters in the above passage, my family. List out the characters in the above passage, my family. Characters mean people of the family. How many members are there? Totally 5 members are there in Peter's family. Okay, we have to write the names. Chris, Roslyn, Tom, Peter and Emily. These are the characters. Okay, let's move to the second one. Who helps Peter with his homework? Students, what is the answer? Peter's elder brother Tom helps Peter with his homework. Students, if you have any confusion while writing the answer, you can go back to the comprehension page and you can read again. Afterwards, you can answer for that question. Okay, let's move to the third one. Where does Peter live? I think this is the first line in the given passage. Where does Peter live? Peter lives with his family. Peter lives with his family in a small house near the beach. Let's move to the fourth one. Who is older than Peter? Peter is younger. Then who is elder? Tom is older than Peter. Older means equivalent to elder. Okay, Tom is older than Peter. Let's move to the fifth one. What does Emily like and how? What does Emily like and why? Not how, that is why. What does Emily like and why? Emily likes animal stories. Emily likes animal stories because Peter reads stories to Emily and he makes funny voices for each animal. So that's why she likes animal stories because Peter makes funny voices for each animal. Okay, students, let us say true or false. Students, before writing true or false, read the sentence properly. Read the sentence properly and then write the answer. Okay, if you have any confusion or if you have any doubt, you can go back to the comprehension and read it again. After your clearance, you can write the answer. Let us read the first one. Peter is 7 years old. Is it right? No, this is wrong because how old is Peter? Peter is 10 years old. So this is wrong. Write the word false inside the box. Let's move to the next one. Peter's parents are kind and helpful. Is this right? Yes, this is right. Both Peter's father and mother are kind and helpful. So if the sentence is true, you can write the word true inside the box. If it is false, you can write the word false inside the box. Let's move to the third one. Tom has curly hair. Is this right? No, this is also wrong because Tom has short and straight hair. So this is wrong. So what you want to write? You have to write the word false inside the box. Let's move to the fourth one. Peter's sister name is Roslyn. Is this right? No. Then who is Roslyn? Peter's mother name is Roslyn and Peter's sister name is Emily. So the fourth sentence is also wrong. So what do you want to do now? You want to write the word false inside the box. Let us see the last one. Emily likes animal stories. Is this right? Yes, this is right. So write the word true inside the box. Students, now I'm going to read the next heading. Write the opposite of the given word from the above passage. Students, in examination also, we will give few words. Okay, we will give few words. What you want to do means you want to write the opposite of the given word. It means you have to find out the opposite from the above passage. Look at the first one. Father. Father means you want to write the opposite of the word father, that is mother. Big. What is the opposite of big? Small. You don't want to write it yourself. You want to search the opposite in the given passage. Let's move to the third one. Tall. Opposite of tall is short. Look at the fourth one. Cruel. Cruel means not kind. So you have to find out the opposite from the above passage. So opposite of cruel is kind. Students, now we are going to revise a poem comprehension. Students, now I am going to read a poem, so listen carefully. Imagine a snail as big as a whale. Imagine a lark as big as a shark. Imagine a bee as big as a tree. Imagine a toad as long as a road. Imagine a hare as big as a chair. Imagine a goat as long as a boat and a flea the same size as me. Students, this poem is full of your imagination. Just you are going to imagine. Okay, just it is full of imagination. Imagine means to think. Just think a snail as big as a whale. Just think a lark. Lark means bird. Students, lark means bird. Just think a lark as big as a shark. Just think a bee as big as a tree. Just imagine a toad. Toad means frog. A toad as long as a road. Just think a hare. Hare means rabbit as big as a chair. Imagine a goat. Just think a goat as long as a boat. And a flea. Flea means it's look like a cockroach, but it is not cockroach. It is one type of insect as same as me. Here in this poem, the word me refers to the poet. Okay, students, once again, I am reading the same poem. So listen carefully and read along with me. Imagine a snail as big as a whale. Imagine a lark as big as a shark. Imagine a bee as big as a tree. Imagine a toad as long as a road. Imagine a hare as big as a chair. Imagine a goat as long as a boat and a flea the same size as me. Okay, students, now we are going to revise fill in the blanks. Look at the first one. Imagine a bee as big as a dash. What is the answer for the first one? Students, if you have any confusion or any doubt, you can go back to the poem comprehension page and read the poem again and then answer. Imagine a bee as big as a dash. So what is the answer for the first one? Yes, the answer for the first one is tree. Imagine a bee as big as a tree. Let's move to the second one. Imagine a snail as big as a dash. Okay, students, what is the answer for the second one? Yes, you are right. Imagine a snail as big as a whale. Let's move to the third one. Imagine a goat as long as a dash. So what is the answer for the third one? The answer for the third one is boat. Imagine a goat as long as a boat. Okay students, let's move to the next pattern, that is true or false. Before going to do this exercise, read the sentences properly. If the given sentence is true, you can write the answer as true or T. If it is false, you can write the answer as false or F. Let us see the first one. Imagine a lark as small as a dog. Is this sentence true? No, this is not true. So write the answer as false or F. Let's move to the second one. Imagine a toad as long as a road. Is the second sentence correct? Yes, you are right. The second sentence is correct. So write the answer as true or T. Let's move to the third one. Imagine a flea the same size as a tree. Is this right? No, this is wrong. So write the answer as false or F. Students, now we are going to revise the picture composition. Read the heading properly. Write any 4 sentences with the help of clue words and given picture. Students, one helping box is there. Along with this box, one picture is also given. With the help of these words and the picture, we have to frame any 4 sentences. Let us see what are the words given inside the box. The helping words are books, children, crayons, butterflies. So students, let us see the first sentence. The first word inside the box is books. So now look at the picture. Now you can easily write the sentence. The books are kept on the shelf. So you can write easy sentences. You can frame small and very easy sentences. Let us move to the second word, that is children. So students, look at the picture now. How many students are there? Not students. How many children are there? 2 children. So we have written the sentence as the children are doing paper crafts. Let us move to the third word, that is crayons. So students, now look at the picture. Actually the crayons are on the table. So we have written the sentence as the children are using crayons to color the papers. Let us see the last word, that is butterflies. So students, look at the given picture. The butterflies are also on the table. So we have written the sentence as they are doing paper butterflies. Okay students, now we are going to revise sentences and its kinds from grammar part. Students, look at the letters carefully. What are the letters I have given? B, S, A, L. These 4 are letters. Okay. Now let us see inside the box. What I have given inside the box? Books, sweets, apple, laugh, eat, tin. These are words. When we group or when we combine letters together, we can call them as words. Okay students, do you understand what I said? Students, first we have written letters. If we group or combine the letters together, we can call them as words. Students, now we are going to revise sentence. What do you mean by sentence? Just now we have learned that when we combine group of letters, we can call it as word. Likewise, when we combine group of words together, we can call it as a sentence. Let us see. A sentence is a group of words that make complete sense. Not only combining group of words together, but also it gives a complete and meaningful information to us. It gives a complete and meaningful information. And each sentence begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop or an exclamation mark or question mark. And one more thing, just remember that A sentence requires, a sentence needs at least one subject and one verb. Students, once again, I am repeating, a sentence is a group of words that make complete sense. That means when we combining group of words together, it is known as sentence, and it gives a sentence gives a complete and meaningful information. It requires a subject and a verb. It begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop or a question mark or an exclamation mark. Students, four examples are given here. Let us see the first one. The tea is hot. It is a sentence because it started with the capital letter and ended with a full stop. And in the first sentence, a subject and a verb is there. So the first sentence has one subject and one verb. Students, the subject is highlighted in red color and the verb is highlighted in blue color. Let's move to the second one. Maggie is playing with a doll. So this is also a sentence because it started with the capital letter and ended with a full stop. The second sentence has a subject and a verb. So students, in the second example also, subject is highlighted in red color and verb is highlighted in blue color. Okay, let us discuss about third and fourth examples. Students, the third and fourth examples are also group of words, but they are not sentences because they do not make or they do not give a complete information because they do not started with a capital letter and ended with a full stop. Students, now we are going to revise types of sentences or kinds of sentences. Students, there are four main types of sentences we have used in our daily life. Let us see what are they. Assertive sentence. Look at the first one, assertive sentence, otherwise known as declarative sentence. Let us move to the second type, that is interrogative sentence. And the third one is imperative sentence. And the fourth one is exclamatory sentence. Students, four types of sentences are there. The first one is assertive or declarative sentence. Second one is interrogative sentence. Third one is imperative sentence. And the last one is exclamatory sentence. Students, now we are going to revise the first type of sentence, that is assertive sentence, otherwise known as declarative sentence. An assertive sentence is the most basic type of sentence and it expresses an opinion, facts, or reports something. That means it tells us something or gives information to us, and it always starts with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. Students, once again, I am repeating, assertive sentences tell us something or give information. That means it expresses an opinion, facts, or gives information or tells information to us. So that it is known as declarative sentence or assertive sentence. And it starts with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. Okay, students, here four examples are given. Let us see. Look at the first one. Sona broke my doll yesterday. It is an assertive sentence because it started with a capital letter and ended with a full stop. And this sentence tells us something. It gives information. Okay. And look here. Subject is highlighted in red color and verb is highlighted in black color. Okay, students, let us move to the next example. They are going to Mumbai. So students, this is also an assertive sentence. It started with a capital letter and ended with a full stop. Subject is highlighted in red color and verb is highlighted in black color. Let's read the third example. I am reading a storybook. Same, students, started with the capital letter, ended with a full stop. Subject I, because already I said that subject is highlighted in red color and verb is highlighted in black color. Let us move to the fourth one. Ben and Peter are good friends. Started with a capital letter, ended with a full stop. Here the subject is Ben and Peter. So it is highlighted. So the subject is highlighted in red color and the verb is highlighted in black color. Students, now we are going to revise the second type, that is interrogative sentence. What do you mean by interrogative sentence? Interrogative sentences ask questions. Students, if you want to ask a question to someone, you can use an interrogative sentence. Students, interrogative sentence starts with a capital letter and ends with a question mark. And one more thing, just remember that two types of interrogative sentences are there. How many types? Two types. One is WH questions and the second type is yes or no questions. Students, if a sentence starts with WH words like what, where, when, why, these are interrogative words. Okay, if a sentence starts with interrogative words like what, where, when and why, it is known as WH questions. And remaining some sentences are there and they are known as yes or no questions because that questions begin with the verb instead of the noun. Let us see some examples here. Look at the first one. Whose bag is this? Started with the capital letter and ended with a question mark. Students, this is WH question type. Okay. Let's move to the second one. When is your father arriving? So students, the same rules what we have done for the first one, we have followed for the second one also. Started with capital letter and ended with a question mark, and the second sentence is also WH question type. Let's move to the third one. Do you like to eat ice cream? It is also an interrogative sentence because it started with a capital letter and ended with an question mark, and this sentence started with the verb. So what type of sentence is this? This is yes or no interrogative sentence. Yes or no interrogative type. Okay. Let's move to the fourth one. Will you come tomorrow? This is also yes or no question type because this sentence started with the verb. Students, once again I am repeating, interrogative sentences ask questions. There are two types of sentences, two types of interrogative sentences. One is WH question and another one is yes or no question. If a sentence, if an interrogative sentences start with question words like what, where, when and why, it is first type. And remaining some sentences are there, that is second type. That means yes or no questions. Yes or no questions always begin with the verb instead of the noun. Students, now we are going to revise the third type, that is imperative sentences. What do you mean by imperative sentence? An imperative sentence is used to make a request, command or advice. What do you mean by imperative sentence? Imperative sentence tells someone to do something. It tells someone to do something in the form of a request, command or friendly advice. Students, it starts with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. Sometimes in imperative sentences, sometimes the subject can be hidden. Let us see some examples here. Obey your elders. So it is in the form of advice, advice or suggestion. Okay, the first sentence it is in the form of advice or suggestion. Let's move to the second one. Please help me. So it is in the form of request. Students, notice that in the second sentence the subject you is hidden. Let's move to the third one. Do not talk in the classroom. So the third sentence is in the form of command. So in the third example also the subject you He's hidden. Let us see the fourth one. Please get me a glass of water. The fourth sentence is in the form of request. So this is in the fourth sentence also. The fourth sentence is also in the form of request. Students, now we are going to revise the last type, that is exclamatory sentence. What do you mean by exclamatory sentence? An exclamatory sentence is used to show a strong emotion. What do you mean by exclamatory sentence? It shows strong or sudden emotion like a sorrow, pity, anger, happiness, or surprise. It starts with a capital letter and ends with an exclamation mark. But the main purpose of an exclamatory sentence is to express strong emotion. Students, once again I'm repeating, an exclamatory sentence shows strong or sudden feelings of sorrow, pity, anger, happiness, or surprise. And an exclamatory sentence starts with a capital letter and ends with an exclamation mark. Okay, students, let us see the given examples. Look at the first one. How tall the building is. Students, if you are looking a building which is very tall, how do you feel on that time? How do you express your emotion? How tall the building is. Let us move to the next example. What a lovely girl she is. Let us move to the third one. What a sweet dish. Okay, students, once again I'm repeating, an exclamatory sentence is used to uh, show a strong emotion. Okay, students, let's do the first exercise. Look at the heading, read the sentences and write whether they are assertive, interrogative, exclamatory, and imperative. Students, before doing this exercise, you should read the sentence properly once or twice. Okay, you should read the sentence properly and then write the answers. Okay, students, let us see the first one. Don't go outside without my permission. Don't go outside without my permission. Students, what type of a sentence is this? If the first sentence is assertive, you write the answer as assertive. If it is interrogative, write answer as interrogative. If it is exclamatory, write the answer as exclamatory. If it is imperative, write the answer as imperative. Okay, students, what is the answer for the first one? Don't go outside without my permission. It started with the capital letter and ended with the full stop. But this sentence is in the form of order. So, what kind of sentence is this? Yes, the answer is imperative. Let's move to the second one. I like to eat noodles. So, what kind of sentence is this? Yes, you are right. The answer is assertive. You can write the answer as assertive because the first letter started with capital and ended with the full stop, and it gives information. Let's move to the third one. Are you going to picnic tomorrow? Are you going to picnic tomorrow? Students, what kind of sentence is this? It started with a capital letter, ended with a question mark. If a sentence ends with a question mark, what kind of sentence is this? It is interrogative. Okay, students, let's move to the fourth one. Sita was dancing. What kind of sentence is this? Students, what is the answer for the fourth one? Because the first letter started with capital, end of the sentence we put a full stop, and this sentence tells us something. So what kind of sentence is this? The answer for the fourth one is assertive. Let's move to the last one, not last one, fifth one. What a tall tree. So this what kind of sentence is this? Just look at the end of the sentence. There is an exclamation mark. So what kind of sentence? Yes, you are right. The answer for the fifth one is exclamatory sentence. Okay, students, let's do the sixth one. How many pencils do you have? Students, it started with a capital letter, interrogative word. This sentence started with an interrogative word and ended with a question mark. So what kind of sentence is this? Yes, you are right. It is an interrogative sentence. So write the answer as interrogative for the sixth one. Let's move to the seventh one. May I come in? End of the statement, we put a question mark. Students, what kind of sentence is this? Because end of the statement, a question mark is there. So what kind? What type of sentence is this? Yes, you're right. The answer is interrogative. Answer for the seventh one is interrogative. Let's move to the eighth one. Please switch off the lights. Please switch off the lights. So students, this sentence, it is in the form of request. So what kind of sentence is this? It is imperative. So write the answer as imperative. Let's move to the ninth one. The snake was very long. Students, what kind of sentence is this? Because it started with the capital letter, end of the statement, full stop is there, and it gives information. It tells something. So what kind of sentence is this? This is assertive. So the answer for the ninth one is assertive. Write the answer as assertive. Let's move to the last one. What a lovely scenery. End of the statement, we put a exclamation mark. So students, what kind of sentence is this? Yes, you are right. The answer for the 10th one is exclamatory sentence. Students, today we have revised 3 patterns for Terminal 2 examination. The first one is reading comprehension, second one is picture composition, and the third one is sentences and its kinds from grammar part. I hope you understood clearly. Students, you should practice every day, then only you can easily understand the concept. We will meet on next week with another revision video. Thank you.